Happy Friday, besties. We survived the week. Congrats.
TGIF.
I know. F.
Beep, 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 beep. No beeps. Real word.
Anything happened this week? It's a pretty busy week here in the U.S., I'll tell you what. I don't think we have to recap it for you, if you've seen any news or the internets, you probably know what's going on, whether you're in the U.S. or not, so we won't dwell too heavily on that, right?
I mean, I will say this. It is Friday. Like, I saw a meme that was Hamilton, and someone was like, the meme was like, and we'll have them vote. We'll make it on a Tuesday during the workday. And I'm like, it is, because it makes the last of the week. I mean, I woke up when I woke up Wednesday, I was like, oh, is it Friday? No, it's not. But today is Friday, finally.
It is. And it's Feel Good Friday, right? So we are going to have a good day.
It is. We did do one poll on election day. Again, we like to be a business and bullshit place and make it an all-encompassing bullshit. But we did put one. The quiz that we put on the poll was which Bestie's prom date got reelected to Congress. And it was split, right, ladies?
Between y'all?
No. It was like you had a quarter of the vote. You're not one of those 1-2 candidates that people are like surprised to see the name on the ballot. Like, I mean, if it was like NFL coach or something, I'd probably be like Jamie, right?
Right.
Leigh, tell us all about your prom date.
My prom date?
It wasn't Leigh's prom date. It was mine.
I was like, wait, my prom date? No. And then I was like, who was my prom date? Did I have a date? I can't even remember.
No, I will say my prom date was Morgan McGarvey from Louisville, Kentucky. We were just friends. So this was not, that's why I reference as prom date as a point in time and not anything else. But friends, and he was the congressman and was reelected to Congress. So it's kind of wild when you're like growing up and all of a sudden people have like, one of my friends from college is the lieutenant governor of Kentucky. She was younger than me. And I have to say, if you were going to have a person that would have seemed very like put together in college, like she was Jacqueline Coleman. Like she was like very like, I don't think there's any like behind the scenes footage. She was always the most like sitcom character, like had it together. I saw Jacqueline Coleman when I spoke at my college in March, and I was like, she was in the green room getting ready, and I like bound in there to see her. I forget there's like Kentucky Secret Service equivalent in there, so I was like, shit, this is real. But she was like, oh, it's all the same. But anyway, it's fun to see. So that answers. So we told everyone we would answer that on the happy hour. So that's the quiz. So I did have a slight majority, but Leigh, people thought that you would have dated a future politician.
Prommed
someone.
I think I'm full of enough shit. You know what I mean? Like, and my bullshit meter is really high.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't like bullshitters. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be hard for me to date someone that was a politician, probably, because I think that's part of the job.
Well, I'd say this, and is that Morgan is probably the anti-congressman. Like you can watch a video of him. He's like a very friendly, like he used to play guitar. Like he's a very funny person. He's not like I don't know if you saw Election, that movie, like Tracy. He's not like the male Tracy Flick equivalent. Yeah. Like I don't think he had any. Trying to think, I don't think he had any like high school office or things like that. It's one of those people that you're like, they're running, like that's interesting. But
okay,
yeah. So no, I didn't know. He's like a very genuine. He's now married, has 3 kids. His wife had worked at Yum Brands as well. So it's a very small world.
Wow, that is a small world.
It is a small world. But anyway, but it's fun to see people that like are doing real official shit. So.
I know,
like that have real jobs.
Yeah, like people I went to college with, I used to hold their hair when they puked.
Right? And now they're like maintaining employment. What the hell?
I'm like, how are you?
And procreating, like, oh my God, like you wait.
Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Like people become real or like grown. Like it's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Do you have any other celebrity, famous friends you've grown up with, Ashley? If anyone does, it's you. Like it's you. You have this whole laundry list, I don't know how you know everybody in the world, but you do.
No, I think it's just, I'm nosy, I think. And so I'm like curious about or maybe curious, I'll say is a better term for that. I will say like I was like laughing once with like my law school class is interesting. It wasn't big, but like of my law school class, like one was on CNN. She was on Larry King Live for a fairly notable incident. 2 people from my section were actually lawyers in Trump's White House. Like 2 people from my little section of like 20 people. Like,
Oh,
That
wow.
is small world,
yeah,
man.
and like, but all sorts of like fairly notable, like interesting, notable things. My group of law school girlfriends and I, we just kind of keep to ourselves and like observe. But yeah, so
Go to estate sales.
you've got estate sales. Yeah, that is true.
Exactly.
That is true.
Creepy estate sales.
That is true. Scare tactics. That's a good mindless TV. Scare tactics, which if you all haven't heard, a couple weeks ago, I was on it with my pranked my girlfriend Megan. But it's a funny, like I've watched all of the new episodes since Jordan Peele's rebooted it. And like I laugh so hard. Like some of these ones are like the reactions are so good.
Deep in the ocean, an orca pod is on the hunt. But these aren't your average orcas. These guys are organized.
Marketing team, did you get those social media posts scheduled for the SEAL migration?
Aye, Captain. We even have an automated notification for all pod managers when they go live.
They use Monday.com to keep their teamwork sharp, their communication clear, and their goals in sight. Monday.com. For whatever you run, even orcas. Go to Monday.com to dive deeper.
What about y'all? Any famous fellow students?
I don't know. Shit about fuck.
Kesha went to my high school.
Whoa.
I didn't graduate with her. Like she wasn't in school while I was, but she was with my husband and in my husband's graduating class. Yes, my husband and I went to the same high school. We did not know each other, obviously, because I'm 5 years older than him. But yeah. So Kesha, that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
So is her real name Kesha? And
Yeah.
what about the $? I'm assuming that.
I think when she went into the music industry.
Branding.
And obviously, like, because of where I grew up, there's a lot of like country music stars and stuff too, but I don't even remember all of them.
Did she start in country?
No, she didn't start in country, but I'm just saying like there was other people like Dolly Parton's niece. I went to school with her. And so
Oh, damn.
every once in a while, like Dolly Parton would come in the carpool line with the aunt and pick up. Yeah. So that was kind of cool. Yeah. I mean, like I think Alan Jackson's kids, I mean, it's Nashville. Like and half the time you just, it's just like, whatever. I think the Kesha thing's cool. I mean, like I said, I didn't obviously go to school with her.
I need her real name to be like Keshophilus or something, like Keshelialophilus. Like it's like having and just have Kesha with the dollars. That'd be short. Like
Michelle,
I'm gonna have to.
the nickname. Now you're gonna chat GPT that.
I am going to be
Keshopolis.
We do actually. Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls was a senior when I was a freshman in high school.
Oh, that's cool.
And she worked at Kentucky Kingdom, which is like the amusement park.
Yeah.
And she would take around the costume characters, and we had to work it for like, kind of like charity hours, whatever, serving the like, 5-year-old hot dogs and hamburgers, for like a fundraiser type thing. And I remember, but she stood out in high school. This is like, she wasn't a singer, a famous singer, but she was in the performing arts program and all that. But I remember we thought she was so pretty. She was that person we would see and you'd be like obsessed with. Like when we were freshmen, we would see her and want to be near her and look at her, but wouldn't talk to her. She
Yeah.
was that person. And so
Yeah. Had the it factor.
Well, you know why? Because amber is the color for energy. Oh, y'all don't get that joke. Okay.
Nope.
I mean, I know that song from like 311.
Yeah, that he wrote it about her.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Okay.
That's a next level. See, you're
There.
learning stuff on this Friday.
We're all learning.
Amber is the color of your energy.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't realize that's about her.
Fun fact.
Yeah, but she does stand out, doesn't she?
She's gorgeous.
I know.
She is absolutely gorgeous.
She still has the skin of an 18-year-old or 17-year-old or whatever, still.
I need to know her skincare regimen. Probably shit that she can afford and I can't.
Right. She'll be like, let me show you. Be like, ooh, that's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, like, oh.
Could I have the skin of like a 34-and-a-half-year-old? Like, how can we find some middle ground there?
I'm like a Dove girly. Like, I'm so basic. Dove and Botox.
The old DMB. What's your regimen? Oh, the old DMB. Dove and Botox. I love that shit. So any Feel Good Friday shares? Jamie, don't you have something going on?
Yes, I actually do have something going on this weekend. So it is my husband and I's anniversary on Saturday. And we are heading to Knoxville, because University of Tennessee, that's where I graduated, go Vols. And we are going to the game. So a couple weeks ago, we actually had 3 activities of different things we wanted to do, but we weren't sure, what to do. One of them was like spend the night downtown Nashville, and anyway, we did drawing out of a hat, and this is what won. So it's actually homecoming. So the town is going to be popping. Of course, hotels were insane because this was pretty last minute. Like this is like, I think we planned this like a month ago. So all the hotels were pretty much sold out. And then the ones that we could find were like $1,200 for one night. We're just going for one night. And so my ass gets on Vrbo, and I find a tent. It's called Glam Knox. We are literally staying in a canvas tent in the woods, which is not very much like me, but it is kind of like, it doesn't have electricity, but it comes with propane for heaters and lanterns. And then there's like a community bathroom. So this should be interesting. I'm a little nervous, but it was only $100 a night. So my husband's pumped. I'm pumped. I'm just worried about being cold because I hate being cold. Like I can't function if I'm cold. So this should be interesting.
Oh, damn.
Also, I'm kind of worried about bears.
That's not glamping.
This doesn't sound as glam as...
No, they lied. They should not put glam in the title because it's a lie.
We're going to find it. We need the glam rating or...
I'm excited to see photos.
Or not. I can't... Now I'm excited. Are you going to have a cell service? I assume. Me too. The content. Put the content out there.
Oh, for sure. I will definitely. And even if I don't have self-service, I'll take a bunch of pictures and I'll post it later on the way home. But yeah, I'm a little worried about like, where do I charge my phone? How do I charge my phone? Yeah,
just bring those backup batteries.
So it's like dumb stuff like that I'm like worried about.
It's good to have an adventure.
Yeah.
Like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can keep each other warm and...
Yes, for sure. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, obviously, like, especially going to the game and no kids. What?
Yeah, that is fun.
The camping part a little bit freaks me out. Like this morning, I asked my husband, I'm like, can I bring snacks or will the bears smell them?
You hang them. No. Just bring, go. Well, shoot, it's probably too late.
Get a bear box.
You can go on Amazon or I don't know. You can make it yourself.
Oh,
yeah. You hang it from a tree. You hang it from a tree. And so then they can't get to it, or maybe they'll stand under it and swat at it.
So like, because I was like, I don't want to leave it in my car and then them bust up in the car. You've seen those videos?
See, right? I would have said the car.
Yeah, like they actually can break into cars. So that terrifies me.
Should you leave it unlocked? So they don't like...
Well, no, like they'll break the window and stuff just to get into if they smell it. So I'm like, I guess we just bring water. Like, I don't know. What was I thinking? I don't know. I just wasn't going to pay $1,200 for a room.
There's a price. There's absolutely that limit that you hit that you're like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do another plan. And
yeah, so this should be interesting. So I'll make sure that I post things on our HR Bestie stories on Saturday.
They should call that camping place For Better or For Worse. You know what I mean? Like,
well, like, literally going on our anniversary too.
For Bear-ter or For Worse.
Oh my God, fur. God, that is so good. People will be like, what is this?
And hopefully I come back in one piece.
Oh, damn. I feel like you will have a story.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Not a bad one. But like, I mean, it's going to be adventurous.
Oh, there'll definitely be something funny. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. There'll be something wild. But, I also went to a very large state school, Texas A&M. We had a rough Saturday, just for the record. I don't want to talk about it. Last Saturday sucked. But when you go to like a massive school like that, that is obsessed with football, like Tennessee, I mean, Knoxville, College Station, all those college towns, like Jamie's not kidding. Those hotel rooms, they're sold out like a year. Like once the schedule comes out, I mean, they're all sold out. And then the way they hike the prices, like for these small ass towns, I almost said shitholes, but I meant that in a loving way. It's just these small university towns. A hotel should be $100, right? Not. I mean, it is just the gouging, right? The price gouging, like on game day weekends. Oh my God. Oh, like it's a nightmare, So I don't know what the population of Knoxville typically is. Like,
It's pretty big. It's actually really, really Knoxville's huge.
I went there for a work meeting once, so and I used to only travel to places that had corporate headquarters, and I can't remember. Maybe it was like a Tractor Supply, Jamie. Was that where are they headquartered?
In Brentwood, Tennessee.
Oh, they're in Brentwood. Okay, so not that. But anyway, I did travel there. So they have like a little corporate, but I remember driving by the stadium and I was like, oh my God, it's like Alice in Wonderland. Like it's as if University of Tennessee Stadium is like literally as if someone were like, let's have a stadium. Let's like throw some magic beans on it. And like, oh my God, it's like, I mean, it's like nothing you've ever seen. Like Georgia isn't as big. Kentucky certainly is not that big. Like it's a scene. Everybody's piled all in there in their orange.
Yeah, ours is bigger than NFL. I mean, that's
Yes.
what's crazy. It's these SEC schools. I think we're 110,000.
Yeah, Neil Lincoln Stadium used to be one of the largest stadiums, college stadiums. I'm trying to find the population, but it's confusing because I'm getting different answers as I'm scrolling.
That's how college towns are, though. That was going to be my point. Like, like in the summer, it's half what it typically, you add the students, I mean, A&M's got 90,000 students or something crazy.
Yeah, it says it's roughly 800,000, but that seems low to me.
But now also all those cities always like incorporate the counties around them because they're trying to like be like, we have so many people. And I don't know if that counts for anything. I worked as a census worker back in 2000.
What?
Yeah, for the census at my college.
You have like the craziest
I've done every job.
Stories. Yeah. I love that.
Well, that's what happens when, my parents, who I love and listen to the podcast, but they, as I will do to my children, sent me on to college and were like, good luck. And
figure it out.
And so I was an RA, so I could pay for my cell phone, get my room. But my college was a dry county, so there wasn't alcohol. So you didn't make as much as a server. So I worked as a census worker, but my college only had like 1,200, literally like at that time, 1,200 people in it. So it was just it was a different scene. So it was always very overwhelming to me to go to these larger schools.
Because that's a high school. I mean, it's very small.
That was like my high school, yeah.
Yeah.
It was smaller than my high school. No Nicole Scherzinger walking around with the furries at my college. No, there was just a few of us walking around Danville, Kentucky, strutting our stuff around the one block beautiful campus of Center College. But
what's crazy on game days, like it'll double the population. Like, I mean, it is freaky. Like, and the towns can't handle it. Like, they don't have enough restaurants, hotels, it's wild, which pushes people to stay for Bear-ter or for worse,
It's already that time of year again, and the holidays are quickly approaching, and you might be stressing about gift shopping. Like me, because even if your kids have already had their lists ready all year, chances are that there's probably a few items on that list that that they would love, but they give you a pause. One of those might be a smartphone, and it seems like kids are asking for these younger and younger these days. And like many parents, you probably have concerns about handing them over the same kind of smartphone you use, with good reason. And that's why I want to tell you about the Gab holiday sale. Gab is the leader in safe phones and watches for kids, teens, and tweens. There's no social media, no internet browsing, and there's GPS tracking. Gab devices were built from the ground up, specifically for kids and teens, and are the way to keep your kids safely connected. Kids also get unlimited talk and text with Gab Messenger, the first video and calling app designed with kids' safety as a top priority. It already blocks high-risk messages and content from even reaching your child's phone. The app is exclusive to Gab phones. It has a parent companion app for easy controls to keep you informed. I personally love the focus mode. So my youngest has the Gab watch, and I love that I can set focus mode for school hours so we can't get in trouble. That's why I really think Gab is a must-have this year, and I cannot recommend it enough that you and your family give them a try. And I would do it now because right now, Gab is offering a huge discounts on their phones and watches. The best part, there's no contact required. Just go to gab.com/HRBesties to get started. That's Gab, GABB.com/HRBesties. Gab.com/HRBesties. Terms and conditions apply.
what are you doing, Leigh? What you got going on? What's your Feel Good Friday?
I finally rebooked that Mexico City trip.
Oh my God, you did.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes, I did yesterday. And so my best friend, other best friends, not HR besties friends.
He's a better friend. We're the best friends. He's a better friend.
There you go. But we finally got that bitch rescheduled, so now that's like my birthday weekend sort of thing, That's not my birthday weekend, but it's like a birthday.
I literally thought you were about to say you were going this weekend. And I was like, which I also would not be beyond the pale for Leigh to be like, I am going to Mexico City this weekend. But okay.
Yeah, kind of like she was like, I'm going to Iceland. Wait, what? San Francisco?
San Diego.
Oh, San Diego.
Yeah.
Oops, my bad.
Yes. No, but finally. And so if you're in Mexico City, like shout out, you know what I mean? So I've done the itinerary because I've had it a couple years. I've been trying to go for a while, like all the taco tour bullshit.
Oh, that's so fun.
I love all of that, Oh yeah, so I've just we got all the tours, the whole laundry list of things, so
all the vibrant colors. Cannot wait for those pictures.
And it's Christmas time. It's the holidays, right? And so it's really going to be vibrant, and just all the nativity things, the markets, all that crap.
Dude, that's fun.
So I know. I'm super excited. So finally, like crossing fingers, hope that works out there.
Yeah, right. Hope the weather cooperates. Which, again, over 40, converse my top of mind. Do you have enough stuff to pack? Have you started packing? Do you have a good suitcase? How's the weather going to cooperate? Let's get on the interesting topics.
It's like, we need the rain.
Smell.
Yeah, so that's my feel good is I finally got that bitch rebooked.
Love that.
So I'm super excited. Super excited. My other feel good is that we've been lots of people reaching out on conferences and speaking next year and all of that, so I think next year, hopefully, it looks pretty busy, which is nice. So holler. If you're on a conference committee, holler. You need a corporate speaker, we got you. But that should be good. And then we have our schedule for next year.
Oh, yeah.
Don't we?
I'll publish our holiday schedule. We have an official, like a good organization. We preach clear communication. We have a holiday schedule we will put out.
So I'm excited about that. I just feel like we have our shit together, and we'll continue HR Besties. That's the other feel good Friday note,
Right. Sad. We're done. Meh.
I know. Oh, yeah. No. So it's all good. So that I'm excited about those things.
Ashley, what about you? Anything good, exciting?
Well, because you inspired me, Jamie, I also have a VRBO trip in Tennessee this weekend, but it is in Chattanooga. Actually, as we record this, and not at the happy hour, but likely will be coming in afterwards, is Mama Manager Method, who's here for Grandparents' Day at my kid's school. So she's in town for the weekend. And so like a good daughter, I'm going to go out of town for a night with a couple girlfriends. We're going to Chattanooga to go see Becky Robinson, better known to some as Entitled Housewife. So she does the videos where like she's a comedian and she's really funny. And it's, if you see her like as Entitled Housewife, she plays this character that's like, I don't know, late 40s-ish, with a fictitious husband and kids. Her stories are very funny. But as a comedian, she's like 30, 31. Like she very much like looks like a different person, but she's super funny. And so we're going to see her and we have a meet and greet. Like we bought the meet and greet tickets. Like this is not like a slide into the S. No, we bought the meet and greet tickets. And so I have we all have costumes that we bought because you dress in costumes to go to it, like a big visor and a skirt and things. So I'm going with my two girlfriends on.
I can't wait to see photos.
Those are going to be good.
Yes. So good photos. I love. So that is like my palate cleanser of life after this week.
You have to send me her like online. I need to look her up. I've never heard of her, which doesn't mean much because I don't know anybody.
She's very funny. You will very much. Entitled Housewife. She also plays like that. She's into golf. So some of her stuff is golf content. So you can see why I'd be especially into her. But she's funny. She like yells at this mock husband like Scott. And she has fictitious kids named Dashiell and Maccabee. And based on the comments, like it goes back and forth whether Maccabee is a boy or a girl. And people are like, wait, I thought like it's, but she's super funny. She's actually, I think, based out of like LA or San Diego. So maybe you'll see her the next time you're going to Mexico City and unintentionally or Iceland.
Exactly.
The flight west. But anyway, so we're going on a girls trip mixed with comedy. all the things. So yeah, we'll pop her on our HR Besties Instagram if you're not familiar, but she's pretty funny.
And she tours around. Like she's like a full-time comedian now.
Yeah, so she'd been on like Mad TV, like kind of stuff like that. Like those, and she does sketches, and so she's super funny. But this character has like totally taken off, and so she'll go and show up, and like literally people wear like the golf outfits and the visor, these like crazy outfits. So I bought a little bit of merch on her site, so I'm throwing some of that in. I got some earrings with her face on them.
Oh,
like we can imagine how it was. I got them on Etsy, and so you can see like my kid. Like I order a lot of earrings now on Etsy, and like again when packages come, like my kids are like, what could this possibly be? And they're like, what's that? I'm like, it's a dumpster fire. Like it's a dumpster fire. Earrings,
oh
like
my
something,
gosh.
and they're like, okay, like why would you wear that? Like why not? So embrace your why not face.
Yeah, no, like I got gummy worm earrings and they came this week.
Cute.
And same thing, my son Jones, my oldest, was like, "What? Can I eat them?" I'm like, "They're not real."
Probably real expensive, that right there. Real expensive.
Don't leave those out in the kitchen.
I'm like, they're not real.
But I think on that, if anybody needs a palate cleanser, just think of something that brings you peace, that brings you joy. And if other people in your life ask why, flip it back. Why the F not? So if it's why not Friday?
Mm-hmm. Why not Friday? I like that.
Why the fuck not Friday?
Oh, yes.
Why not weekend? Maybe that's a better alliteration.
Why not weekend?
Why not
everybody?
weekend?
Choose joy.